This week on Celestial Ovation, Superior Evangelist Dennis Olumide Lawson, the shepherd in charge, Oasis of Grace Parish, London, with his team celebrates Christmas with the aged and the less privileged. Evangelist Lawson, a vibrant prophet, started the day with a visit to the old people's home, Sabo, where he was received warmly by the enthusiastic staff of Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development, who collected the gift items on behalf of the elderly. During the visitation, a Celestian member expresses delight at the sight of Evangelist Lawson and his team, after which he sang a Celestian hymn with zeal and passion despite his age.
Passion that I have is all these people working so hard for the church, and even though the church hasn't got anything for them, there should be a ministry that cares for them, that looks out for their last days on the face of the earth. Because when they were young, they worked, and they passionately did the work of God, in whatever capacity they did it within a parish. Then what is the care after old age? You see, Psalm 71 verse 9 is my message, that God, don't forget me in the days of my old, when I can no longer run around again, when I can no longer make money, when I have also wasted my resources on what I thought was working for God, all to find now that I'm left and I have nothing to fall back on. I should be able to fall back on something, and this is where this kind of ministry comes into place. You see, delivering people on the street is also a ministry, but taking care of the delivered is also a ministry too, which we have to look into, not just taking money from people and not sowing back. The Bible says, give and it shall be given back to you. So when you take, you should be ready to give back to others, and that is my ministry.
What really struck my mind is the old celestial man, the old man that is a member of Celestial Church of Christ. When we observe that is a member of Celestial Church of Christ, and when we sang the song of the hymn to him, he feel the joy of selling in him, and we saw that in him. So I feel so happy, and again, to all the parents here, all the old ages here, they are so great, they are so happy that some people can remember them at this point in time.
He also revealed to Celestial Ovation the purpose of the word gesture to the old people.
It is because I have the passion for the needy. Because I believe when I came back from England, it was the church that took care of me. I left my family and I was staying in the church. And it was like anyone that stays in the church. I don't know if people stay in the church and enjoy what I enjoyed when I stayed in the church. When I stayed in the church, I had everything. I had God, I had people coming to me, taking care of me. But I'm beginning to see that people are lacking care. People are lacking love. And there's a great deal of people in the mental home. You go to London, there are people in the mental home, and they are all majority of them are Celestians. We come here, there are people lying on the bed, they are Celestians. So my ministry is to take care of the people that have been rejected. That is why I say, in the desert of rejection, humiliation, condemnation and judgment, I have discovered an oasis of grace, and I want to share it wherever I go. If you are condemned, yes, somebody cares for you, because God still cares for you. No matter how much people are beating you down, God still cares for you. No matter what your situation is, your situation can change around. I didn't think I could come this far, even in the church and in life, but I can thank God today that I can testify that God is a living God. He says, blessed is those who walk not in the counsel of the wicked, nor sit in the seat of scoffers, but whose delight is in the laws of. I take delight in the mercies of God. We came here, they were nice to us as far as I'm concerned, and we got here and we found Celestians. Even they're taking care of, and they're not Celestians. Do you understand? So we need to do more of this.
Speaking, a member of the team, Senior Evangelist Theophilus Ashuba, noted that helping the old is part of what God wants, adding that Oasis of Grace will continue to do it annually.
So great, it's good to lay hands to our whole parents, our whole people, the old women. It's so sad when I saw them here, so whole ages, and it's good. This is what God wants, to lay the hands for an helping hands to people. God wants it, and so it will be yearly. It's good. and it's great. And when they are doing all this, the blessings of God manifest to everybody that laid hands into this kind of things, because this is what God wants, and this is what God's preaching during Christmas: laying your hands to your neighbor.
Evangelist Lawson also delivered a message for Celestians.
Celestia, take care of yourselves, take care of people, take care of the old age, take care of your wives, and take care of your family, because we are all one family in the Lord. Our chauffeurs got wives, we need to take care of them. You go to K2, there are people that have worked, we need to take care of them. There are people in hospitals that are too embarrassed to come to K2. Let us take care of our members, and God will take care of us all.
He also revealed Celestial Ovation, the reason for the visit, adding that the same will be done by the Oasis of Grace team in London the next day.
Tomorrow morning, Oasis of Grace on Deptford High Street will be feeding the homeless. We've got a big opening. There's a Jamaican shop that is partnering with us, so we've sent invitations out for people to come for 3-course meals, and the fatherless and the motherless, we give them something just to celebrate this season. Jesus came to celebrate heaven with us after the humiliation of the Garden of Eden, after the rejection of the Garden of Eden, out of the casting out of the Garden of Eden. Jesus came and he met us where we are on the street. He met Paul on his way to Damascus, and he met him and he redeemed him, and the last of the apostles then became the best of the apostles. So because you are rejected does not mean your hope is over. There is still hope. Tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. I believe it because it works for me, and Jesus is Lord. Tomorrow you'll see the picture. It's going to be on Facebook. They're working so hard because they know I'm doing this in Nigeria, and they're equally doing it tomorrow in London as well.
On his visit to the Red Cross Society of Nigeria, Lagos State Branch, Evangelist Lawson dined and played with the kids, who were delighted to see him.
I am a great child, and I'm going to be great in life. No matter what it takes, I'm going to be great. See the way I'm doing it? I'm going to be great. I can't hear you. I am going to be great. Louder.
It also inspired them to achieve success by not looking at the background.
Now I want you to remind me, I want you to live with one thing today. This little light of mine, I am going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I am confident that I will shine. Devil, I put you on notice. You have no power over me. My life is a blessing to me, and wherever I go, I am a blessing. I am a blessing to my community. I am a blessing to my country. I am a blessing to the kingdom of God. Oh, I thank God for my life. Thank God for my life. I am thanking God for my life. Thank God for my life. Beautiful kids, thank God for my life. Thank God for my life. You see, it is beautiful to be beautiful. Do you know that? And it is wonderful to be good. In life, do all you can do to be good. You all look good. Do you know that? Do you all know you look good? So do whatever you need to do to be good. Be attentive and listen to instructions. Listen to what? Listen to instructions, because your life depends on how far you take it. Don't be discouraged by anything. Don't be discouraged by what? Anything. Because you can do everything. You see, you've got the strength and nobody can hold you back. Do you agree with me?
Evangelist Lawson, who expressed delight at the presence of another set of donors, Namdi Azikwe traders, noted that children should not be taken for granted, especially at the foundational stage.
I am overwhelmed by the contributions of the people that I'm seeing right in front of me. Because when God lays it upon your heart, you don't understand that He has also spoken to the minds of other people. And that goes to show you how God moves. God is a God of purpose, design and objectivity. And the passion that you all have to sow into the lives of these kids, I believe it will encourage them. Because the reason why it is important for us not to take any of our children for granted is because our children are the future of this country. And we understand, we that live abroad, we know the number of children that have gone wayward because of their foundation. Some people did not grow up in a foundation of love. Some people did not grow up in a foundation where people care. And so therefore when they get to freedom, they get to do whatever they want to do, and they lose passion. And then, we have a lot of social workers in England. But the fact of the matter is, this is the foundational stage. And I pray that God will water their lives to be fruitful. And I am praying that you, Inamdi, Azikwe traders, God will crown your efforts with success and prosperity. Whatever you do in life, you will prosper, because this is a life of sowing. This is a life of what? Sowing. And this has come from the little money. I'm not saying you're not rich, because I can see wealth written all over you. I can see goodness written all over you. But you could have taken your money elsewhere. But you chose to take the proceeds of what you make to sow into the life of others. That means your children will prosper. That means your homes will prosper. That means your communities will prosper. That means the confidence that you've given to these children will one day say, people came to us. I recognize Elijah. I recognize Elijah. I recognize Sister D, and I recognize the pastor. And I recognize the man in white. So I cover you all in the blood of the Lamb.
Speaking to the guests, an official of the Red Cross explained why pictures and video recordings of children's faces are not allowed.
It's because of the stigmatization that involves, stigmatization on the part of the children, and stigmatization on the part of people that want to adopt some of the children that are adopted. And people that want to adopt, they don't want a situation whereby their picture will be pasted on the internet or won't be able to adopt. And lastly, when these children grown up, anybody that have their record can use it against them. But then they must have believed that their social parent is their biological parent. If anybody is now telling them about their past history, can traumatize them and it's a psychological trauma. Which means that the essence of government creating this institution will be created. That is the reason why. Please, you have to break it up. And that is why government pasted it there that we should, if they want to, with the discretion of people that are working there, we direct. So it means the back view will be showing, not the face. Because the face is what people can use to recognize them. And when you take them from the back, nobody will recognize them.
An official of the Red Cross Nigeria, Lagos State Branch, Gloria Achikwe, explained their roles and listed branches of the organization.
Red Cross Orphanage is a home for children in need of care and protection. We don't discriminate regardless of tribe. One, we have children with different challenges, from the motherless babies, the abandoned, the missing, drug-addicted parents, and from distressed mothers. That is those who have these mentally challenged mothers too. Our children are normal children in good health, but it is their parents who have those challenges. So it's a home where we accommodate our children for care and protection. Red Cross, as you know, is a big tree, a very big tree with many branches. You have the first aid aspect of it, you know them. When they rescue a disaster, you see them. We have prison services. We have first aiders too. We have mothers club who train young mothers, vulnerable mothers, at least to be on their own. During the time of Ebola, you see our men there. We stand for most especially the vulnerable and the needy, the children. That is, right now is festive period, vehicles are applying. We are there on our express route service. In case, we never pray for it, but in case it happens, let that patient or whatever receive first aid treatment before taking that person to hospital. It may be minor something, it may be bleeding, that you can stop the bleeding before you take to hospital. But if you don't know what to do, the person may bleed to death before getting to hospital. So it's a very big tree with many branches, many that we are well covered.
According to her, there are currently 31 children in their care. She added that the joy of the organization is for the kids to live in a normal home setting, either through adoption or returning to their respective families.
Today we have 31. Our children is off and on. Today you come, we have 31. Tomorrow we can have 60, 70. It's a transit. 4 children we are discharged yesterday. That is those from mentally challenged mothers. They've gone home, which we are happy. Their mothers are okay. Then one child was adopted, and the other one went back home under care and protection. So when children go, it's a day of celebration. It's not having the number that matters. You may come back, we have 10 children. We rejoice when they are going. So the next visit, you may have 50, you may have 100, you may have any number. We don't keep children to tell their past. We don't keep children to know that I was once in a home like this. You understand? So once we are able to trace, like the missing one, we are able to trace their families, we unite them back home. Those for adoption, let them go back and start their life with their new parents. You turn, this is daddy, this is mommy. Not to have 1,001 mommies, 1,001 daddies that do not stay with them. So they grew in a normal home. This home is not a normal home.
She also listed numerous challenges facing the home, urging well-meaning individuals to help them achieve their goals.
Yes, we have a lot of challenges. One, some of these children, like the missing ones, when you pick them, maybe distress, some will forget everything about themselves. But once, just leave them, we play along, give them everything they have, other children, try to calm them down. You can get useful information from them. Some you don't even get any information. What is daddy's name is daddy. What is mommy's name is mommy. With that, we go no way forward. And that is why you see 1, 2, 3 years of these children being with us. But those that you are able to get useful information, is very easy to trace them. We have a girl of 8, about 8, the other one about 5. Then the baby that the mother brought from Akwa Ibom, left them at Ido. But that girl was able to give us useful information. We took her to their liaison office. But when they got their people together, they started speaking. This person come and talk to her and say, no, she's not from this local government. Until they're able to get somebody who speaks exactly from her own local government. She gave us the name of her school, gave us the address, the father's name, what the father do, the mother. So with this, we're able to unite the 3 back to Akwa Ibom. We do that to our neighboring country, this Republic of Benin, if we have useful information. But at times we are unlucky to do that. Then other challenges we have, we have staff. Staff, yes, it's a voluntary organization, but they have children in school. They pay accommodation, they go to market. There's no voluntary transportation, there's no voluntary accommodation. So it's from the stipends we receive here that we are able to manage ourselves. Yes, it's the stipends that you come in now, okay, the staff now is Christmas period, take 10 naira, this 10 naira stands as 10,000 because it's added to unexpected money from us, unexpected salary we receive. So we live mostly on charity. And if every Nigerian will come up to the aid of these children, I know Red Cross will be a better place that people will want to work. If you don't have the passion, you cannot work here. To be sincere, if you don't have the passion, you cannot work. Okay, minimum wages are coming up now. There's no minimum wage anywhere. So we have challenges at times. The children, we thank God, they have volunteer professors. The former late Minister of Health has made it possible for us to access loot. And we have doctors coming on willingly. And we have donors. But we still have a greater challenge of diesel, no light. And with these children, once one starts, chorus answer, like choir, the other one will take over. Before you know it, all of them are awake. And the weather we are now is not friendly at all. To avoid this hot weather, convulsion, all these measles and things like this, that is why we appeal to people, no matter how. Other offices may not have light, but we have their own smaller generator. Put it on. Let them be comfortable. People have made them comfortable. They call them less privileged. We don't call them, because when we have people like you, we don't call them less privileged. We call them privileged because people have made them privileged. Some children, yes, at home don't have such because of you people, while some still look up to. And we have 2 in secondary school. 2 in secondary school. These 2, one came at the age of 18 months. He's now in JSS 2. And the other one, there are 3 from a family, from a mother. They've undergone nursery, primary. They have to go further in life. We cannot just keep them. But we cannot as well send them to public school, you know, because of where they are coming from. So then in a private school, people, we still call on people to help with their fees. We thank God for the lady who remained anonymous. She is taking care of their fees. We have our school. Our teachers are not volunteer. They are employed, they are professionals. They earn salary. Books are not taken from anywhere. We buy books like any other child, so that when they go back home, they will not lack. They will fall in line. So it's standards we give to people within our community. It's the same standard we use here, even make it a little bit higher. So when they get back home, either through adoption, fostering or whatever, they will still be in line.
She added that children within the host community also attend the school.
Children within our community, you know, our community, the low-income earners, they believe Red Cross is international. Red Cross is dollar we use. They believe anything Red Cross is free, but it is not so. Our international body come in when we have a serious disaster. That is where the international come. Every state source for its fund, but they never believe. But when we have surplus, we extend to the school children. And our children cannot just stay indoors. We want children to interact with them. So it will not be home school. They have children within, interact, play. We have Red Cross Society among them. Where they too can mix up in life. That is why we encourage people within our community to school here. And again, to generate little funds, even to maintain the school building, if not for anything.
As we are doing this, considering we've been to the State Ministry of Care, and we are now at Red Cross, tomorrow morning my representatives in England will be feeding the whole street, the homeless, the fatherless, because this is a season of gift. It is a season where Jesus gave us life in abundance, and we are giving from what he has shared with us, and we are sharing it with the world.
The present activity Oasis of Grace is actually doing is very unusual in the Celestial Church of Christ. What prompted this decision on the part of Oasis of Grace?
I wouldn't say it is unusual. I just believe that evangelism takes diverse form. Evangelism is about telling people the good news of Christ. And when Christ said, "Feed my sheep," he fed them first. He fed the apostles and taught them how to feed. And he said, "I will make you fishers of men if you follow me." So if the ministry is merely and solely within the confines of the church, then how do we win souls for the kingdom of heaven? And above all, I also know that in the days of Ashofa, they had things called Ikede, because I've heard stories where they'll go places, start beating bands and drums, and people will come and be delivered. Who knows who's going to be delivered from what we are doing today? Some people's job is to ring the bell. My job is to feed. My job is to call. So we are all crying out, "Make straight the ways of the Lord." We are telling the world that Jesus is Lord. Jesus is love. And if charity starts from home, this is the gospel of charity that we are spreading, that Celestial Church of Christ is a Christian church, is a church that ministers, is a church that serves. We don't only just do vigils, and I can tell you that the purpose of the church is to proclaim the kingdom. It says many Christians are dying, and the devil had left a mark on them, and they will not make heaven. But we are sending you on a message of grace. The grace of God is sufficient for me, and that is why I'm telling the world about it. Within the next 3 years, we are grooming leaders that will preach in diverse ways. We are grooming leaders that will stand up to the challenges of the day, basing their gospel on the platform of Christ. The Lord is our strength and our salvation, and he has become the strongest hold of our lives. In the next 3 years, we want to do more for charities of this nature. We're also working with charities in England, the charity for the visually impaired, the charity for the needy. Last year we took covering kits, sleeping kits to the homeless shelters and also in West End. So that is what we intend to do every year, and we'll improve on what we're doing at the moment. So in the next 3 years, who knows where God is sending us? It may well be China. We're doing Nigeria today. We've done America, been to America. So wherever God leads us is where we're going. We're a boat that is not rocky and not sinking. We're just riding through whatever God lays in front of us. Without love, you cannot please God. And charity is love. The Bible says, "Love your brethren and your neighbor as you love yourself." And so therefore, the gospel of sharing love and sharing the word goes simultaneously, because if I don't love you, I cannot wish the kingdom on you.
He also called on the youth to use their energy to revolutionize their lives and community.
To every youth out there, deep down within you lies that power and that energy that can revolutionize your life, your community, and your surroundings if you tap into what God has given to you. The Bible says your gift will make way for you. And if the Lord has ordained, so if you hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord your God and walk in his ways, that blessed would you be in the city and in the field. Blessed will be the works of your hands. God will bless you so much so that you will lend to many nations and you will not have to borrow. So you have so much in reserve. You may not know it, but tap into what you got and see if God could use the insignificant rod of Moses to part the Red Sea and give Israel victory. That little knowledge, that little exposure. And I'm also feeling right now that, I don't know if they know John Newton. John Newton was only born into a Christian family. He was not equipped with so much, but he wanted to be a part of ministry. He came to Africa, tried to do slave trade, but he couldn't do it. And on his way back, he was going home, and there was a voyage, and the ship was going to sink. And that's where we got this song, because he could only sing unto God. And he said, "Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved me. I once was blind, but now I can see." So I can see through the cloud that is overwhelmingly covering the faces of people. But I can say, do not judge your future by now. Judge your future by the vision that you have. America will say a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Don't waste your vision, because God has a need for you.